Alright, I think... I hope I didn't forget anything.
No, me either, man. Yeah, this is going to be one of those games where, like, I'm going to push the town, and if it goes well, I'm going to fucking wipe him out, but if not, then I'm going to lose everything. You know?
Yeah.
I forgot to give my Pioneer Führer unit some orders. I forgot in the last round as well that this unit, he comes with a the 251, but with a cannon mounted on the front.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's got 6 AP on it as well. So for close-in fighting, and 2 MG42. So
yeah,
hopefully it's going to be pretty good.
Hopefully, man. Where do I see the orders that I queued out up for the units?
If you select it and hold Shift, it shows you.
Ah, it's Shift. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. So I brought this very interesting Panzerjäger 35 RF, which is a captured tank.
Yeah, that's the French one, right?
Yeah, it's a tank destroyer, and I think it's really nice. And my fucking Pax 35 just missed. A shot it can't miss. No way.
Jumping in with a bit of post-match commentary here, guys. It's difficult to talk, I mean, particularly while microing all this stuff. It's something I definitely need to get better at. But just to explain this interaction that's happened here, I kind of approached the town on a broad front and went straight into all the buildings, whereas he deployed on the one side on the right. And luckily, my deployment was robust enough that he was kind of held up by my Panzer Grenadier and scouts who had the LMG 34s or 42s that were able to hold his infantry up, and just, although they got suppressed, they didn't die, and the half-tracks were able to kind of weigh in on that fight. And then on the left, I noticed that he had a tank up there that engaged with some of my infantry, so I was able to push a light tank along the left, and because it was at close range, the autocannon aims and fires very quickly, and the close range means its armor penetration is greater or magnified, and so it was able to cause a lot of criticals that basically allowed it to knock that tank out very quickly. And now you'll see, as I secure the left flank of the town, I'm able to concentrate all of my infantry over to the right and begin a flank with my very fast Panzer IIs. So when you're making an initial deployment, make sure to allow for the contingency that you're not going to meet the enemy head on, that you're kind of spread and flexible in such a way that wherever you initially make contact, you're not overly exposed, your units have got some cover, they can respond to that, and then once you've got a better picture of the fight, you can readjust. And that means, I suppose, having something in reserve or a little bit further back that's not necessarily committed on the front, so that it's perhaps in the rear middle of your formation, so it can easily tuck left or tuck right depending on where the enemy is that you come across. Man, I hate to say it, but it almost looks like I'm doing good.
Nah, I don't hate to say it, man. Awesome.
Or I'm worried to say it, maybe.
I know that. I know that feel, man.
Let's see, anti-tank. Bring up there. Yeah, I pretty much have the town. My Panzer IIs are working hard on the flank. I'm losing some Sturmpioneer, but that's okay. I'll bring in some more Panzer Grens to just lock it down, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, no, his Stuart took out one of my command Panzer IIs.
Oh no.
But I have it flanked now. He has a Cromwell back here. I maybe pushed too hard. I'm going to get out some artillery so I can smoke. Okay, I have the town. I overextended a little bit, but I have the town. How's it looking on your side, man? Man, you have you're overrunning him huge, though. You think you're overextended?
I think I'm overextended, but I'm gonna keep up the movement.
Okay.
No way I'm gonna stop you, man. No way.
Yes! Okay, I just knocked out pretty much all of his opening force of tanks. Oh no, engine destroyed. He's still got a, some sort of, I think a Stewie or something like that. Oh no. Oh no, his superior, like, tank guns have just been absolutely wrecking my my Panzer IIs. I mismicroed them pretty huge. At least I got some value out of them this time though. Another quick post-match comment on that sort of flank north of the town that I took with my Panzer IIs. Although at the time it seemed great because it would allow me to hit his remaining Stuarts and armoured cars on both sides, actually it was a pretty poor call, because if you look at that field just north of the town, it's a huge open range. It's probably about 1 kilometre long, and that just puts the looks in a position where if there was something in that hedgerow, be it a anti-tank gun or a Cromwell or whatever it was that he happened to have up there, they just can't even return fire to it. And that means, you know, even at 600 meters, they start to lose the ability to penetrate. But at least if they can fire at it, they can put stress on it. What I should have done really is move them back through the town, taking advantage of their ability to move fast along roads and with the cover of the houses that I knew was secure because of my infantry force. And I should have just, you know, used the speed of them to move along the town and attack the Stuarts and that head on, because at least I know at those close ranges I could have dealt with their armour because of the increased penetration at close range, and I had that anti-tank gun and some infantry there watching my flank. So that was a bit of a mistake, but in summation, I've definitely come out ahead on this initial push, and the important thing is I've got all that, you know, lovely tasty cover and a nice core of infantry, which I can basically just build tanks and support weapons around at this point.
Yeah, man, that's good.
Don't shoot!
That is really good. That you've managed to get something out of the battle. You're looking. It looks like you're doing really well on your side.
We're winning with +3 at the minute, man. I mean, that's pretty good.
My units are still pinned down, which doesn't make any sense since there's no real.
Nice. My guy surrendered, man.
Oh, nice. Ah, it was Tom Sawyer. He left the game.
Yeah. Idiot teammate, he says. Oh, I think a lot of the guy. I see some of the units from the other guy, like the guy you were going to be fighting on my side here. I think he...
Oh. Yeah, okay, no wonder we're fucking...
rolling over them on that side. I think that's why Tom Sawyer left. To be honest, though, even though, like, I still put up a really good fight on my side, so I still think it's worth looking at, you know?
It's definitely worth looking at, man. It's a good match. It's a really fun match.
Yeah, it's nice to win one for a change. First win, episode 2.
Yeah, man. Alright, we're gonna help you out a bit on this side now.
Sweet. Yeah, he's bringing out some... I need to bring out some anti-aircraft guns. So, I'm just going to cut this match short here, because basically what happened was The today's Tom Sawyer, who I was fighting against over that town, he deployed all of his stuff towards the town, and we had a fairly conventional fight. But for some reason, his teammate did some sort of really weird, funky deployment where he just didn't counter Joe whatsoever. So Joe had a very, token force to deal with, and that's why he was able to take so much ground so quickly. And then after Tom Sawyer left, his teammate basically had control of his income and his deck or something like that. So he was just able to spam out a load of stuff, but not really control it properly. And me and Joe took it into a fairly easy win, which I don't think there's too much to learn from. So I'll throw up another game that we played, and hopefully that's probably a bit more interesting. Right, man. I've gone for like with these armored divisions, you just feel so kind of naked, naked and afraid,
Yeah.
in the beginning because you have so little stuff. But actually, it is good stuff. It's just like you need to micro it properly is the main thing, and I think that's where sometimes my micro lets me down.
I know that feel, man. I know that feel.
Jawohl, Hauptmann. In Ordnung.
And like the key units for the beginning that I really have to like make sure I'm micro properly are my Sturmpionier. Like they're just vital because they can take a town on their own. Just the two of them. They're very, very strong. Like force surrenders immediately on enemy units.
Oh, really?
But yeah, like they're just so powerful. But they can if you catch them out at the wrong range, then they just fold.
Yeah.
Because they've got the flamethrowers. But then, to be fair, they do have the 251s with the anti-tank with the machine guns to help them out a little bit as well. So
Jetzt aber schnell. Wollen Sie mitfahren? Taxi, dort müssen wir hin. Bereit für den Transport. An dieser Position müssen wir raus. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
I think I've got my orders all set up. Are you just going straight for your town, like ahead? Yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm going like balls deep for the town, and then like my edge of the town, and then I'll spread some stuff out. The good thing is there's so many like broken sight lines around here that like my the auto cannon on my looks is almost always going to be in range, so they'll be able to do some serious suppression.
Oh man, that's nice. That's really nice.
Be manner.
I'm trying out something really different this time.
Yeah. Oh man, I like the 259, the 250-9 autocannon half tracks. They look awesome.
Yeah, man.
And the 222 Spähwagen. What kind of is it like Panzer Grenadier you have? Like high quality Panzer Grenadier?
Man. Absolutely.
They're so good, man. Like the one thing you need to remember is always that the LMGs they have don't work in close range fighting.
Yeah, no, the LMGs are more for medium range. So what I can bring is Panzer Grenadiers that got 2 LMGs and the Panzerschreck.
Yeah, same as mine.
That's really good, really good. And actually, I can bring them either in Opel Blitz, just regular troop transport trucks, or in the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251-1 as a lightly armored troop transport with a filling. I think it's an MG34. Yeah, I think it's an MG34.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very powerful though.
And they're like very good support weapons since they're lightly armored. And if you got them in range of a of the Panzergruppenführer. They do so much work. They can do so much work. It just depends if it works out. It's not easy.
Befolgen nur Befehle. So schnell wir können. Bereit, Herr Kommandant. Wollen Sie mitfahren? Wenn in Reichweite Feuer erlaubt ist. Für das Fahrverlass. Ruhe, erhören. Ich höre. Wir feuern, sobald der Feind in Reichweite ist. Was sind Ihre Befehle?
Right, man, my deployment went pretty well this side.
Wir wurden getroffen!
Oh, god damn it.
Bereitschaft hergestellt.
So what went wrong in that moment was, in the town, my looks did perfectly. They engaged with that stuff in the hedgerow. It was a really comfortable range for their autocannons. But then having taken all that stuff out and actually realising that I had the town under control and he hadn't deployed anything either on the left side of the town, I should have known that there was going to be stuff in the field behind it. And there's a gap in the hedgerow just up ahead of me, which opens up into a nice wide open field where those allied light tanks with their far superior range can just fire through that hedgerow. And instantly, by pushing up to it in that manner, I just open it up that one of my looks were to be taken out immediately. What I should have done is what I'm doing now is move towards that hedgerow and advance up so I'm peeking around the corner, minimising the potential distance that the Allies have got to work with.
Ob stürmt oder schneit. Verstanden. Hände. Wir sind unterwegs, Herr Kommandant. Aufgerödelt und bereit zum Einsatz.
Alright, my guy is relying heavily on air support, so what I'm gonna do is bring some more anti-air guns.
Nice.
Yeah, I have to, man.
Yeah, I'm a little...
At least I already have one AT gun, but it doesn't seem to be sufficient.
Yeah, he's got an M4 Sherman pushing up on me, but I think it's within good range for my look. Oh yes, I just took it out.
Oh man, that's so nice.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I'm majorly beating him on armored vehicles at the minute, and I've only lost. Oh man, he's taken out another one of my Panzer IIs, but I can replace it.
Bereit, Herr Kommandant. Mitten ins Schwarze. Deutsche Kompanie bereit. Hören Sie gut.
Yeah, I've got him pretty on the ropes over here, man. Your side's looking pretty good as well. I'm just trying to push into the kind of salient area in the middle.
So schnell wie möglich.
Yeah, man, that's very clever.
Den zeigen wir es, Männer. Höre Sie klar und deutlich. Rot 1 an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen.
I'm just bulking out with some AT guns now.
Hören Sie gut. Bereit für den Transport. Wir haben Sie voll erwischt. Hören Sie gut. Guter Schuss. Wie lautet der Plan?
Yeah, I'm packing out on anti-tank guns now.
Nice, nice. That's important. It's really important to keep in mind that you've got to have the firepower to even withstand like more heavy, like enemy deployments. That's what killed me in the last match. I wasn't ready to hold my ground against his superior forces that he was able to bring out in the field effectively. Not this time. Not this time.
Oh man, I'm about to Panzer Shrek one of his. Yes! Another Stuart bites the dust. So an important note here, now that I've kind of cleared up his initial armoured force and I've got the position that I want, I'm firmly on his side of the map, I'm controlling the town and all the roads, and I've got good lines of sight with nice hedges covering the open fields on the flanks of the towns. Why I'm filling out with anti-tank guns is they are the cheapest way to defeat enemy tanks, and they're also much better from a defensive point of view because they're smaller and more easy to conceal. So not only are they cheaper with the ability to defeat tanks, but they are better to be able to sit in a hedgerow or sneaky places to cover roads, and then as their tanks advance, you can knock them off with the anti-tank guns as they come. What you pay the extra for with the tanks is their ability to, shrug off small caliber weapons and to bring a big gun like that an anti-tank gun would have to bear, but in a mobile position.
Abmarsch, Männer! Überprüft Waffen und Munition. Vorwärts und immer die Augen offen halten. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
I'm pushing the centre back now as well.
Fertig machen, Männer! Bereit für den Transport. Jawohl, Hauptmann. Jawohl, Hauptmann. Verstanden. Aufspüren und vernichten.
Right, phase being 3 minutes.
Feind gesichtet.
Oh man, really good. Really good.
Brauchen Sie ein paar Augen und Ohren, Kommandant? Vorwärts und immer die Augen offen halten. Hauptmann! Wir stehen unter Beschuss! Wollen Sie mitfahren? Absitzen, sofort. Ladeschütze, Panzergranate bereithalten. Man kann nie wissen. Stehen bereit. Haha, das hat wir.
Oh man, I need even more anti-air guns.
He's making some heavy like motorized pushes down the main road towards me, but I'm just bending them off every time.
Erwarten Ihre Befehle. Wir schaffen es nicht. Motor läuft. Wie ist die Lage?
Gute Jagd, Horido.
What does that mean?
Höre Sie klar und deutlich.
Now that means good hunt, Horido. And Horido is like a war cry.
That's awesome.
I know.
Wie ist die Lage? Verstanden. Wenn in Reichweite Feuererlaubnis. Vorwärts, Marsch! Ein Abschussring mehr. Wenn in Reichweite Feuererlaubnis. Scheiße, das war knapp. Zu Befehl.
So here I'm using the line of sight / range finding tool, which I've got bound to C, which I think is default. And what that's useful for, you can just see, it gives you the radial rings that tell you how far the distance is. But also it shows you what you can see from each position. So when you're placing, like, particularly anti-tank guns, machine guns, deciding where your infantry should move, it's great to have a look at that beforehand.
Ladeschütze. Panzergranate bereithalten. Man kann nie wissen. Überprüft Waffen und Munition.
Very close to phase B now.
I know.
Lay down your weapons, guys. Machen uns bereit, Herr Kommandant. Verstanden. Holen Sie das Fernglas raus, ruft's. Motor läuft. Ruhe, herhören. Bereit, Panzer zu knacken. Sauber draufhalten.
Man, my anti-tank guns are taking a fucking pound. Dude, you've absolutely rolled this guy. You totally took him out. How did it go on your side? Tell me about it.
It went all as planned. The only thing I'm struggling with is his fucking air units. I can't beat him in the air.
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense.
But other than that, I'm trying to, like, do what I planned to.
Man, one of my Storm Pioneers got totally wiped out at the end of the game, but the one that I have left is just wrecking face.
Oh no. Nice.
It's like you only need one in the right position and it just does what it needs to do, you know?
Nice. Oh man, I'm totally saving up points to field the Panzer, the Tiger E Wittmann.
Oh, nice. You get it in phase B as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge.
I know. It's fucking amazing. Ah, I lost one of my hardy pieces.
I definitely need some more infantry. I'm probably getting a bit cocky with like how little I have out at the minute, you know? So I'll just call a few more pieces out. And then I'll be really safe.
Yeah.
Fertig machen, Männer.
Yeah, I've got two Panzer IV Ha, so hopefully they're going to just dominate this town and stop any kind of chance he has of getting back into it. I'm kind of using my recon units to push into your guys' flank a little bit more now.
Yeah, very sensible.
Like, it's only a cheap Panzer 1, so you really can't like, doesn't really matter if you lose it.
Oh, and we've won.
We won, dude.
Total victory.
Total victory. 13 minutes. That was the proper blitzkrieg that time.
Yeah, I still get a negative KD ratio for whatever reason, but I fucking...
Well, only it's very close, man. Like, you, and the thing is, you're always gonna have, like, you always be a little bit inefficient if you're pushing into his territory because he has prepared positions and you don't. but it was very efficient either way. You know, like you're within like 120 points of your kills, so and you took all the territory, so
Yeah.
points were very even for both of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. That was a good run.
It was for sure. my Panzer, my initial force of Panzer 2 did a really great job. Like took out M8s, M3s, and Stuart, and then I have this like weird Pioneer Führer who can come in the 251, but it
Yeah.
has a I think I don't know if it's a 75mm gun on
Like a
the
stubby.
stubby mounted on the front,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
killed a Sherman and 2 half tracks as well. So that was worth.
What?
And you get the Führer unit with it, so it's like so powerful.
Oh man,
That's a really key
that's super
unit
cool.
for this division for sure. Like it helps out a lot in the opening moments.
What I really liked was the Panzer 1C. It was like a Befehlspanzer, like a leader unit.
Was that for yours?
Yeah, for my deck, I
Yeah,
really
I have
like
those
it.
for recon. Do they just have the heavy machine gun, or are they retrofitted with an autocannon?
Yeah, they're fitted with, I think, with 2 LMGs. It's pretty nice, pretty interesting setup. So they've got on both sides of the turret. They've got an LMG. That's what they
That's
use,
really
but
cool.
it's good. It's good for suppression. I mean, you've got 2 MGs in a lightly armored vehicle, and it's a leader unit. So yeah, you can only profit from it.
How
And
many points is that? Like 50 points?
Yeah, I think so. It's relatively cheap. I think it's 60 points, but still, it's worth it.
Yeah, for what
Well
it does,
worth it.
man. As long as you keep it safe, it's gonna roll
What
people.
what I like about the 12th Panzer, it's is the like you can fit the deck, the support tab of your deck to whatever you like fielding. And I chose to have in my recon and in the support tab as many like low caliber autocannon vehicles as I can, like say the SPW 222 or like the SDKFZ 251 -1 or -2. And I took them since in the last match we've played with me playing the 352nd Infantry, I was annihilated by those light vehicles, and I wanted to try them out by myself. And what I noticed is they are very effective to just hold ground. Since infantry, I mean, yeah, infantry can take them down if they got like Piats or bazookas, but they
They
gotta
have
be
to be
really
so
close.
close. Yeah. But the sort of effectiveness to range kind of measurement there, it like as soon as they get within that range, even heavy tanks just get blown to pieces by those close
Yeah,
range weapons. But I think the cool thing with the autocannons is they suppress. They're good against infantry, but if you get them within like 300 or 400 meters with the what's the word, with the autocannon, it will just like suppress even an M4 Sherman or a Stuart or anything like that. They fire a lot quicker, and so suddenly, as soon as you hit them, you throw their aim off, you suppress the crew, and they start to take criticals because they get hit so many times. So they get hit with things like tracks knocked off, spalling, injuring the crew, gunner knocked out, that kind of
exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
And then it doesn't matter if you don't kill them with the first shot because you just disable them almost, and then you can just keep pounding away at them.
Yeah. I think that's put it into right words.
Yeah, it's just like the first round. I think it was almost like the first episode of Germans with a German. Is I ran my Panzer II into right open field, and there was just a Stuart there that outranged them by about 400 meters, and it just sat there and popped all of them. And I was like, oh, I haven't thought this through, obviously.
I noticed when I was watching that episode. Yeah, that happens. You, I mean, it's something you learn from. You'll never do the same mistake again, at
Yeah,
least.
exactly. And it taught me very, very keenly like what you should do with those Panzer IIs.
Yeah. So I think I can say after this one round with a 12th Panzer, it's a deck that I feel a lot more comfortable with, and I wanna try that against like better opponents or opponents that are a bit more experienced. Maybe they were as us very inexperienced in that game,
Yeah,
so
sure,
it was
sure.
easier for us.
Yeah, that guy,
to-
the guy I was playing against, he got very rash. Like once I took the town off of him, he just kept like flooding it with armored half tracks full of infantry and stuff, and like I just set up AT guns further down the road, and like as soon as you blow the half track, even if the men get out, they're suppressed, and then my Panzer Grenadier open up with both machine guns, and my Sturmpionier could run forward and just surrender all of them, or like burn them out of whatever building they managed to get into it.
Yeah, that's very cool, man.
Yeah,
That's I was watching your side from time to time, just as I told you. I try to keep an eye on what's happening on the whole of the battlefield, and
yeah.
I saw that you
I
were
need to
doing
do that
so
a
good.
lot. I need to do that a lot better. Like there was just one. I think one major blunder really was there was one command Stuart that he had, and it knocked out like my Befehl's Panzer 2, the
Hmm.
251 with the stubby anti tank gun on it, and 3 other half tracks. And but really, otherwise, it was pretty like acceptable losses, shall we say? You know.
Yeah, some losses are just that they just don't hurt, like losing a recon unit, or for example, a cheap Panzer Grenadier that are
Yeah,
like 25 points of
yeah, and like they only came in the Opal, you know, so they were quick to get there, and low points. And like the thing is as well is like really recon. I hate to say it, but those guys, I like to try and keep them alive. Like I always set them to return fire only, but they are there to like detect enemy units, and oftentimes that means that they just get shot to pieces, like when
yeah,
they see them or whatever, when they run
yeah.
into them. So
I've seen people using Wrecker a lot more effective than we are using them right now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's some very cool recon units in the game that even like have anti-tank weapons, for example, bombs or even a bazooka, Panzerschreck, whatever. So if you use them correctly, you can sneak them behind enemy lines and operate on enemy territory to like sort of get behind a tank, blow it up without them being detected, since
yeah,
tanks have
yeah.
very bad
Or
detection
set
range.
them on like you
On a
know,
support route, yeah.
yeah, like on or like just right out on your flank on a crossroads that they'd have to use to get to behind you, and then like suddenly not only do you see it coming, but you take out the lead units in the, you know.
Yeah. I wish I was as good with Recon as those players do that, because it's amazing and it's super effective. It's very cost efficient. And it's sneaky.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
being
being
sneaky.
sneaky. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But well, maybe in the future, who knows?
Sick. Cool, man. Well, good game.
Yeah, that was a fun one.